Hope Logan, the hidden puppet master behind Luna's revenge on Steffy Forrester, the glimmering world of the bold and the beautiful, has always played host to tangled relationships, shocking betrayals, and devastating secrets, but none as incendiary as the possibility that sweet, peace-loving Hope Logan is secretly pulling the strings behind Luna's campaign to destroy Steffy Forrester. It's a theory so wild it borders on unthinkable. And yet, when you trace the shadows, when you follow the money and the whispered meetings, it all begins to make sense. Has Hope truly transformed from the gentle-hearted bridge builder into a cold, calculated architect of vengeance? Let's lay the groundwork. Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan have never been true allies. Cordial, at times. Civil when necessary. But rivals? Absolutely. From the moment Hope and Steffy found themselves on opposite sides of Liam Spencer's heart, their fates were set on a collision course. Over the years, they have exchanged pointed glances, veiled barbs, and explosive confrontations. While Steffy often projected strength, control, and poise, Hope built her persona around gentleness, empathy, and calm. But what if it was a lie? What if behind that serene exterior, Hope was quietly cultivating her greatest move yet? Enter Luna Nozawa. Young, ambitious, underestimated. A woman with her own grievances and a hunger for justice cloaked as vengeance. Luna's entry into the Forrester world brought an air of mystery. Her motives never seemed entirely pure, and her path collided violently with Steffy's in ways too coincidental to be organic. Now we ask, was Luna ever acting alone? Consider this. Luna's sudden access to resources, influence, and high society seemed unnatural. One moment she was an outsider looking in, the next she was circling Steffy's world like a hawk. Who backed her? Who opened those gilded doors? Rumors swirled, but nothing concrete surfaced, until now. Hope Logan. The name surfaces again and again. Not in open conversation, but in whispers behind closed doors. Luna's meteoric rise began after a mysterious benefactor funded her gallery exhibition, a donor whose name was scrubbed clean from the paperwork. Yet, financial traces show connections to Hope for the Future, Logan's design line. Coincidence? Hardly. It's the first breadcrumb in a trail of betrayal. Now imagine the scene. Luna receives a message from Hope. Not a casual check-in, but an invitation, private, direct, and urgent. The location? A secluded booth at a high-end restaurant Hope frequents only with trusted associates. Luna, wary but curious, accepts. And what unfolds is nothing short of a psychological bombshell. Hope, poised and polished, offers more than advice, she offers blood. Her words are sharp, chilling. She tells Luna she understands her pain. She tells Luna that Steffy has hurt too many people for too long, and that it's time someone stood up to her. But then, the temperature drops. Hope doesn't merely suggest emotional retaliation. She crosses a line. If you want to destroy Steffy, she says coldly, I can help you do it. Permanently. Luna freezes, stunned. This isn't the Hope she knows. This isn't the soft-spoken advocate of peace. This is something else. Something darker. More dangerous. Hope doesn't flinch. Her face is calm, her voice steady. She lays it all out, her promise to provide Luna with whatever she needs. Money, access, even press manipulation. And most chilling of all, she assures Luna that once Steffy is out of the way, she'll help her get closer to Finn. Why? Because Hope wants Finn too. And there it is. The motive that rewrites everything. Hope's feelings for Finn have long lingered on the edge of rumor. Moments shared during times of crisis, lingering gazes, touches that lasted a second too long. But no one believed she would act on them. Now we see the truth. Hope isn't just enabling Luna's revenge, she's using it as a springboard for her own desires. Her plan is grotesquely elegant. Let Luna destroy Steffy while she plays the role of innocent observer. Then, when the dust settles, she steps in to comfort Finn. Vulnerable, grieving, lost, Finn will need someone. Hope will be there. Not by accident. By design. Luna, initially horrified, is also emboldened. She sees Hope not as a puppet master, but as a co-conspirator. They share a common enemy. And with Hope's resources, Luna can move faster, strike harder. She starts to escalate. At work, Luna begins undercutting Steffy's authority. She leaks false rumors to the press about Forrester Creations' instability. She creates friction between Steffy and Thomas, exploiting every weakness she can find. But the risk of exposure grows. Liam, ever the skeptic, starts noticing cracks in Hope's mask. He questions her late-night meetings, her sudden absences. One evening, he follows her and sees her entering a hotel under a false name. He doesn't confront her, not yet. Instead, he does what he always does. He investigates. He digs. And what he finds shakes him to the core. Bank transfers. Private messages. A burner phone registered to an untraceable account. All connected to Luna. All leading back to Hope. And Liam isn't the only one. Finn, too, begins to sense something is off. Steffy confides in him, telling him she doesn't trust Luna. She feels watched, manipulated. Finn, initially defensive, starts to piece it together. He recalls Hope's overly empathetic conversations, her probing questions about Steffy and their relationship. He starts to wonder, was she ever just a friend? The tension explodes when Finn confronts Hope. It's not violent, but it's brutal. He demands to know if she's helping Luna. Hope, backed into a corner, doesn't deny it. She turns the blame onto Steffy, listing every wrong, every insult, every betrayal. She claims she's finally standing up for herself, for what she deserves. But Finn sees the truth. This isn't empowerment. It's obsession. The confrontation sends ripples through everyone involved. Liam now knows that Hope has lied to him again. He sees that her betrayal goes beyond their marriage. It's a moral fracture. He no longer knows who she is. Meanwhile, Luna, emboldened by Hope's unraveling, becomes more reckless. Her moves against Steffy intensify. She stages an accident at the fashion house. She plants evidence to make it look like Steffy is stealing designs. She even tries to seduce Finn in a moment of calculated weakness. But the walls are closing in. Steffy, now aware of Luna's betrayal, fights back. She launches her own investigation. She hires private security. And soon, she uncovers the connection between Luna and Hope. It's enough to blow the entire scandal wide open. The final showdown is inevitable. Hope, exposed, tries to spin it, claiming she was only trying to protect Luna, that Steffy drove them both to desperation. But no one buys it. Brooke is horrified. Ridge is livid. Thomas is shattered. And Liam walks away for good. As for Luna, her vendetta burns out in disgrace. With no allies left and her manipulation exposed, she's forced to leave Los Angeles. Her dreams of revenge lie in ashes. Hope is left alone. Not imprisoned. Not institutionalized. But utterly alone. The woman who once stood for peace has become a symbol of quiet vengeance. Her name, once synonymous with compassion, now sends chills down the spine of everyone who hears it. In the end, Hope didn't need to pull the trigger. She just had to plant the seed. She let Luna believe it was her idea. She whispered in the dark, made promises in secret, and let the storm unfold. And when it was all over, she smiled. Because in the world of the bold and the beautiful, Sometimes the most dangerous enemies are the ones who never raise their voice. But secrets never stay buried in Los Angeles, especially not in the world of the bold and the beautiful. The night of Steffy's death was supposed to be clean, simple, undetectable. Hope had handled the setup. She invited Steffy to a charity planning meeting at Il Giardino, keeping everything under the guise of reconciliation. She was calm, disarming. Over sparkling water and lemon wedges, Hope reached across the table and dropped a dissolvable sedative into Steffy's drink, never once breaking her soft, composed smile. Within 20 minutes, Steffy felt weak, dizzy. Hope excused herself politely, leaving Steffy struggling to maintain composure. No one noticed when Steffy stumbled to her car. No one suspected a thing. That's when Luna made her move. Waiting nearby, dressed in black and gloves, Luna followed Steffy back to the Cliff house. She'd memorized the security code. Hope had given it to her. As soon as Steffy collapsed on the couch, drowsy and unaware, Luna struck. One swift, silent plunge of the knife. No emotion. Just cold determination. Then came the cover-up. Luna ransacked the place. Drawers yanked open, jewelry missing, expensive handbags gone, even Steffy's private safe emptied. She smashed a window, planted shoe prints from a worn-out pair of boots she bought at a second-hand store, and wiped down every surface. It wasn't elegant, but it was believable. When the police arrived, the scene screamed violent robbery gone wrong. The official report came out the next morning. Steffy Forrester, dead, murdered during a home invasion. The Forrester family was gutted. Ridge broke down on live television. Thomas flew into a rage, threatening to destroy whoever did it. Taylor was inconsolable. The press spiraled into chaos. And Hope? She wore black. She wept in front of cameras. She hugged Ridge and told him she didn't deserve this. Her performance was Oscar-worthy. But then there was Finn. At first, Finn was paralyzed with grief. He refused to believe it. He held Steffy's scarf to his chest, sat by the Cliff House steps for hours, reliving every memory. The police told him it was random. The scene was too messy to suggest a personal vendetta. The forensics confirmed signs of forced entry, missing valuables, and no digital trace of known suspects. Still, something didn't sit right. Finn had spent years studying human behavior, trauma patterns, and crime scenes during his medical rotations. This felt off. Too orchestrated. Too clean. He started asking questions. First, he requested to review the autopsy. The presence of a sedative in Steffy's system raised immediate red flags. Why would an intruder drug her before a robbery? The timeline didn't add up. Next, he went through Steffy's phone. The last known meeting, Hope. A charity dinner. But there was a gap in time. Steffy's GPS was inactive for nearly 45 minutes before she arrived home. Finn checked security footage from Il Giardino. There she was, sitting with Hope, visibly alert. But as time passed, her posture weakened, her body slumped. He slowed the footage. Hope reached across the table. Something went into Steffy's glass. Finn's stomach turned. He didn't confront Hope immediately. He played it smart. He started asking Luna questions, subtle, seemingly innocent. How well did she know Steffy? What did she think about the robbery? But Luna was jittery. She gave too many details, slipped up, corrected herself. She mentioned that Steffy kept expensive items in her private safe, a detail that had never been made public. Finn knew then. He pulled phone records. Hope and Luna had exchanged dozens of encrypted messages over the last 2 months. Most were deleted, but some fragments remained, enough to suggest planning, secrecy, coordination. He confronted Charlie, the Forrester security guard, and asked about the security system logs at the Cliff house. There had been a manual override the night of the murder. The code used? Registered to Hope. It all connected. The motive, the means, the betrayal. Finn couldn't stay silent. He went to Ridge first. The patriarch collapsed under the weight of the truth. Hope? He asked, almost whispering. Hope did this. Finn nodded. And Luna helped. But before they could act, Hope moved again. She sensed the walls closing in and played her final card. She seduced Finn. After Steffy's death, she lingered. She brought him food, checked on him, sat with him during long nights. She leaned on their shared grief. And Finn, vulnerable, grieving, almost caved. But before anything happened, he pulled away. Did you help Luna kill my wife? He asked. Hope's face changed. The softness vanished. She was always in our way, she said. And with that, the truth broke free. Finn took everything to Lieutenant Baker. Surveillance, messages, drug test results, security codes. It was enough for warrants. Enough for arrests. Luna was caught first. She broke within hours of interrogation, confessing to everything. Hope's manipulation. The planning. The murder. She wept, begged for mercy, claimed she was used. But it was too late. Hope was arrested during a Forrester board meeting. In front of cameras. In front of Brooke. Her mother collapsed into Thomas's arms as Hope was led away in cuffs, expression unreadable. The city erupted in disbelief. Steffy Forrester's murder wasn't random. It was cold-blooded, calculated. And the woman who once stood as the moral compass of the Logan family had orchestrated it all. In prison, Hope remained silent. No confession. No apology. Just a single statement to Finn. She took everything from me. I just returned the favor. But in the end, all she had was silence. No Finn. No Liam. No family. Just a legacy ruined. And Luna? She received a 25-year sentence. She left behind only a stained name and shattered illusions. Steffy's funeral was held beneath a full sky, by the ocean she loved. Finn delivered the eulogy, promising to raise their children with her strength and spirit. Thomas swore revenge not through violence, but by making sure the Forrester name would never again be touched by betrayal. Hope had tried to erase Steffy, but all she did was immortalize her. And in the ashes of her own destruction, Hope Logan finally learned, even in death, Steffy still won.